Strikeforce held a fan experience event on Tuesday afternoon in New York City in anticipation of the Grand Prix starting this Saturday night in New Jersey. We talked to some of the fans here to get their take on who they think will win the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. Who will be the winner of this tournament when it's all said and done?
I pray and hope Fedor. I'm gonna take Overeem. He's a beast, man. The guy's an animal.
All right, we're here with the famous Double Vision. My friend, who do you think is going to win the Strikeforce Grand Prix?
I'm taking Alistair Overeem. I think he's got the best striking out of all the heavyweights. I think he's got the size to be able to push the other opponents around, and I'd like to see him win too. He's a nice guy.
Who's your pick?
Alistair Overeem.
Why?
Dynamic striking, too big, too powerful. I don't think I can see any of these guys taking him down. And I think his sub-defense has gotten a lot better. He's so damn big. He's so damn big.
Yeah.
You're very sweaty. You're very excited. I can feel it.
Yeah, that's good.
Who do you think's going to win?
I'm gonna have to go with Fedor with that one.
I'm gonna go with Andre Arlovski. If his chin is right, I'm going to go with Andre.
Got some very important MMA VIPs back there. We're going to get their take on it. Follow me. Big journalism here. Rich CHOU, Strikeforce matchmaker. We're putting you on the spot. Who is going to win the Grand Prix? And don't give us any, you're hoping for a good show. We want to pick. No, we don't believe in that stuff. You can be biased, my friend. Speak from your heart. No one's watching.
The best man will win.
I would say Bigfoot. Bigfoot all day.
Bigfoot Silva, this is the first man right here at the Big Bigfoot.
I gotta say Overeem.
I think it's gonna come down to Barnett and Fedor.
Fedor is the GOAT. Greatest of all time.
He's the greatest. Fedor is the greatest of all time.
Greatest. Reem will go back to his old ways by covering up after he gets hit. You'll see.
No.
Fedor. I'm going with Fedor.
Why?
He's the best. He's like, he hasn't been defeated in 10 years. Well, besides the
except for that little one in June. Well, looky here. Internet sensation Bloodstained Lane has made an appearance wearing sunglasses indoors. Who is your pick?
You know what? I think this is the greatest tournament that happened since the Grand Prix and Pride. I can't pick because I'm huge fans of both Fedor and Reem, so I'm just hoping one of those two guys win the Grand Prix, and I'll be with that.
Wait a second. Everyone always told me Bloodstained Lane. He speaks his mind. He's not afraid of anyone. Now you're going with the sitting on the fence approach here. You're not even gonna give me a prediction.
Listen, you think I want to Overeem me in my face over Dean Finkelstein looking for me, bro? I ain't making a pick. I'm staying neutral. The bozos out there, okay, that want me to make a pick. I ain't doing it.
Werdum can definitely take it, but Overeem's on a hot streak. Werdum can beat anybody on any given day. He's a grappler, he's a submission specialist, but Fedor is almost invincible. He only lost because he went in too quick. Right.
Word up to Werdum. Frank, we need to get your words right away. This is very important. Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. Who's your pick? And don't tell us you can't make a pick.
I think Scott Coker wins the entire tournament single-handedly.
Scott Coker. Reserve.
He's on reserve. He's a heavyweight. No one knows it. But I've been training him secretly, and I think he's going to take the whole tournament.
Fedor 100% is going to win it. I've never had more faith in him than now.
I think the semifinal with Reem and Fedor, I think it's going to be the best fight of the tournament. But I think Reem is at the top.
Oh man, I want Fedor to win, but I got a feeling Overeem's taking it. I'm gonna go with Fedor, man. I gotta go with Fedor, even though he lost to Verdum. I mean, he's lost really once legitimately in his entire career, so it's hard to pick against a guy like that. Although, Overeem's definitely my dark horse. Or not dark horse, it's hard to say dark horse when you're a champion, but he's my #2 guy.
I'm gonna go with Brett Rogers.
Why?
Power of the Mohawk.
Yeah, I think he shaved it off, though.
Oh, then we're screwed.
I heard someone say Sergey. That would be the first man here to pick Sergey Kharitonov. Why are you picking Sergey Kharitonov?
He already has a win over Overeem in the past. He knocked his ass out. And plus, he trained with Fedor in the past. He's the only other Stone Cold Russian in this game, and we all know how they do, so.
Joined now by one of the best women's MMA fighters in the world, Tara LaRosa right here. Tara, big heavyweight tournament coming up. Who's your pick?
Oh, my God. I know a couple of the guys in it. I really like Barnett, but I think I gotta go with Fedor.
All right, we're joined now by Strikeforce ring girl extraordinaire, Kelly. And Kelly, a big Grand Prix starting. Who is your prediction? I think everyone wants to know.
I'm gonna have to say Fabricio Verdum, just because he's awesome.
All right, we're gonna go rapid fire now and ask all these fans waiting in this line to get autographs who they think is gonna win the Grand Prix, starting with this man right here. In a word, who's gonna win?
Fedor.
Who's gonna win the Grand Prix? One word.
I don't know.
Good. Who's gonna win?
Ariel.
Win the Grand Prix.
Fedor, all the way.
Win the Grand Prix. Good answer. Who's gonna win the Grand Prix?
Fyodor Emelianenko.
I'm sorry?
Who's going to win?
I say Fedor, man.
Grand Prix, one word. Grand Prix, one word.
Overeem.
Grand Prix.
Fedor over Reem.
Who's going to win the Grand Prix?
Fedor.
Who's going to win the Grand Prix?
Fedor.
Who's going to win?
I don't watch it.
She doesn't watch it. Very good answer. Who's going to win? Security guard. Who's going to win?
Me.
There we go. Good answer. Now, the winner of this Grand Prix, is he the best in the world in your opinion?
I think so. To have to run through either, Josh Barnett, Alistair Overeem, Fedor, Karatanov, Arlovsky, whoever wins this Grand Prix should be #1 in the world. Definitely.
Winner of this tournament, is he the best heavyweight in the world?
Yes, I believe so.
No, not overall. #1 outside the UFC.
The winner of this tournament, will he then be the best heavyweight in the world?
Absolutely. He's a UFC man.
Until he meets UFC, so no matter what, Cain Velasquez.
Whoever's holding the belt in the UFC, let them square off. There's your best man.
In this tournament, everyone is going to fight 2 or 3 of the top fighters in the world with so much experience. There's no doubt these 8 will demolish the top 8 in the UFC, no competition whatsoever. I think the only guy in the UFC that can give a good fight to all of the fighters in here is Cain Velasquez, and that's it.
Who has the better heavyweights, Strikeforce or the UFC?
Strikeforce.
No doubt.
No doubt in my mind.
If Cain Velasquez was in this tournament, would he win it?
No.
Who has the best heavyweights right now?
I'd like to know the answer. I wish there were UFC heavyweights in this tournament and really make it a global event.
Now you're just being sort of like an eternal optimist.
The answer to that question, I don't think anybody knows the answer to that question. I think Cain Velasquez could beat anybody in this tournament. I think there's guys in this tournament who could beat Cain Velasquez. So, depth, I think the UFC did a wonderful job of building up their heavyweight division in 2010. And they're going to showcase that this year. And Strikeforce has done a really good job of bolstering the division. So, if you're going to take stock of both, I think it's pretty close. And it sounds like I'm hedging, but I think it's close.
We have the deepest and the best heavyweight division, and this tournament is the best way to showcase that. And at the end, we will have a true, legitimate #1 heavyweight.
Whoever wins this tournament, I say this tournament probably has 5 of the top 10 best heavyweights in the world. So if you get past through these guys, you're definitely the top.
The #1 heavyweight in the world is the guy who wins this tournament. And so who's who in heavyweights? Murderer's Row, #1 heavyweight in the world, whoever wins this tournament.
I gotta say, yeah. I know a lot of people that are UFC nut huggers are gonna disagree, but the heavyweight division in Strikeforce is better than the UFC heavyweight division. I'm sorry.
Winner of this tournament, best heavyweight in the world?
Has a very, very legitimate case. I think it's really a coin flip at that point. Unfortunately, we'll never get to see the 2 organizations champions.
Why are you such a pessimist?
Because I talk to Dana White on a regular basis. I know it's not going to happen.
Perhaps you're a realist.
Exactly, realist more than a pessimist. You know me, I'm an optimist. Look at this smile.
All day today, we've been asking the fans who they think has the better heavyweights, Strikeforce or the UFC. But I think the fans really want to know who has the better ring girls, Strikeforce or the UFC. What's your take on that? Could you take Ariel?
If people think that we're better or they think they're better, then whatever, but I like her. I don't know.
That was a very politically correct answer. You were supposed to...
Oh, okay. Yeah, Strikeforce is better.
That's what we were looking for.
Well, come on. Blondes are better.
So there you have it. Kind of hard to determine who the fans here think is going to win, but one thing is for certain, a lot of anticipation here in New York for this Grand Prix to finally kick off, and I'm going to throw it out to these people one last time and get their take on who they think is going to win the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. People, who's your pick? Very hard to predict. We'll have to let the fights play out for themselves. In New York, Ariel Helwani, MMAfighting.com.
Anybody's birthday?
Hey, you mind telling Scott Farrell to turn it down over there? We're trying to have an interview.
I
don't know what's his voice. It's his voice. I don't know.
It's weird. I'll hand some out. I'll just hand some of these.